Well, it's my great pleasure to reintroduce the man who was later elected to be our mayor, Boris Johnson.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Mayor Johnson, thank you for attending this assembly and for all your support and interest you have shown in London citizens since that evening, which was 18 months ago. At that assembly, we invited you to work with us, to set pay and announce the London living wage, to be an active supporter and advocate for the Strangers into Citizens campaign, to encourage the development of our City Safe campaign, which is led by our young people, and to work with us to pilot a community land trust for affordable housing. Now, can you give us a progress report?
I will. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Good evening. Good evening. My fellow London citizens, it's great to be before you again, and I think before multitudes even more astonishing than we saw last time. And I just want to begin by telling you that over the last few days, last few couple of weeks, I've been receiving quite undeserved praise, ladies and gentlemen, not for the first time, undeserved praise for an event that took place in Camden when I was cycling home one evening. I'll tell you what, a woman called out to me in the street, which I wish to assure you is not a common occurrence. And I of course, stopped my bike, and I looked, and she was surrounded by 3 hooded kids. And of course, I said, "Oi," not oiks, but "Oi, what are you doing?" And the kids immediately scarpered. And in case anybody believes there was anything remotely brave about that, I should point out that they not only turned out to be aged between 12 and 14, but they were also girls. And yet, the funny thing is, I've just been staggered by the number of people who thought there was something exceptional about intervening on the streets of London. Because I know there are people in this hall tonight, hundreds of people, who make it their mission, literally make it their mission, to help to intervene, not to pass by on the other side in our city. So I want to thank London citizens and all of you for what you do, and I want to congratulate you on the brilliant way and the ruthless way in which you bend us politicians to your will, and you get us to try to deliver on the good things that we both believe in. And we will look at the community land trust that you have proposed at St Clement's Hospital in Bow. We will look at it, and I urge you to get in touch. I urge you to get in touch with Rick Blakeway, my Director for Housing, and Anthony Brown, my brilliant Policy Director, who is somewhere in the audience. But I'm also proud of the things that we've been able to do already in City Hall in the last 18 months, partly at your urgings and your inspiration. And as part of our campaign to drive down crime on the streets of London, we're not only relying on mayoral bicycle action, we have driven down knife crime by some very, very thoroughgoing measures, as I'm sure you're all aware. Knife crime is down by 13%. Youth crime is considerably down. Bus crime, crime and disturbance, disorder on public transport is down by 18%. And it's absolutely vital that we do that. And I am proud that we have championed city safe havens. We have. And it was only last week, I think, that City Hall itself became a city safe haven. Now, whether or not you will feel entirely safe if you come in and meet some of my deputy mayors, I do not know. But I'm pleased we've done it. I'm pleased that we have just in the 2 weeks ago given another £11.5 million towards training and particularly apprenticeships for 8,000 young Londoners. because now in very, very difficult economic circumstances, the most vital thing is that we get those people not just training, but get them into jobs where they can get the practical experience and self-esteem that will stand them in good stead during the downturn and beyond. We have launched a debt strategy group under Richard Barnes, the statutory deputy mayor, to help people with the practical steps they need to avert indebtedness and also to try to concert the London-wide response to what is a very serious and growing problem.
Mayor Johnson.
Can I just finish? I'm almost there. We have led the way. I'm coming to the key thing. Two key things. Two final points. We have led the way, I hope you will agree, in proposing an earned amnesty for people who have been here for a long time in this city and in this country without pay. For good people. Because I believe that if they have been here for a long time, and if they can show that they are good citizens, and if they can show that they have not been in trouble with the law, and if they can show that they are going to be loyal to this country and to its institutions, then it will be a great thing for this country if we enable them to show their loyalty and their love of this place where they live, number one. And number two, it will make simple economic sense to allow them to enter the economic system and pay their taxes like everybody else. And that is why working with my friends and colleagues, and indeed with many of my political opponents, we are championing the earned amnesty system, and I do believe it deserves wider national consideration. And finally, we have helped to spread the London living wage. And I do congratulate representatives here today of far-sighted companies who have seen the importance of this measure. PwC, KPMG, Barclays, a bank, they are supporting a measure that makes sound, practical business sense. It not only helps to knit the loyalty of your staff and thereby to save on your employment costs, but also, of course, it is the compassionate thing to do in today's London. So I want to congratulate Barclays and all the other bankers, by the way, who may join up to this scheme. And I say to them this Christmas, as I'm not necessarily directing my remarks at Barclays now, but at other banks that it would be invidious to name. But there may be bankers who are this Christmas going to be hauling down, again, great big stonking bonuses. And, well, you know, there they are. And all I will say to them is they should remember the story of A Christmas Carol, which is ever more relevant and indeed being shown by Disney for the umpteenth time. What is the story of A Christmas? What is the moral? What is the lesson of A Christmas Carol? It features a man called Ebenezer Scrooge, who was, of course, a banker, thank you, in that he lent money at usurious rates to the subprime sector of Victorian London, and it tells the story of the redemption of that banker by giving to his fellow man at this Christmas time. And I want to see those bankers giving to good organisations that are helping people across London, not least to London citizens. And if I can help you to achieve that aim, I certainly will. Thank you very much for having me along. Thank you.